She ponders that she cannot get that pretty stone off her mind. She looks around and decides to go the other way. Right then, she panics and questions why is her body suddenly acting like this. Her head begins to hurt, and it seems like she is going to puke. She remembers that the night before she turned human, she felt like this before passing out. She thought it was just a cold, but when she woke up, she was human. She thinks that maybe this time she'll turn back into a penguin. She becomes scared, realizing that if she turns into a penguin, then the whales will know her secret. She ends up turning into her penguin's form. Someone mentions that he knew this would happen. He picks her up and asks her why is she pushing herself so hard, questioning if she's not aware of her own body. He asks her to breathe slowly. She follows his command as he tells her that is right, and she is doing great. Her eyes are teary and closed as she wonders who is that. She finds a very kind voice, thinking that it sounds like her dad. She wishes to tell her dad that she is actually really scared as she suddenly became a human and then ran away as well as got kidnapped, in the end, hiding her true self from the whales. But the scariest thing is being rejected by him, her dad. When she was born an animal, full of despair and fear, he was the first to show her what family love is. He was her whole world, so she wonders how does she live without him. Even if she is a beast man, he should please not abandon her. She begins to shiver, but Cyrodiil hugs her tightly and tells her it is okay. He mentions that when she wakes up, everything will be alright. It is already the morning time as she finds the sunlight very bright. She slowly opens her eyes, thinking why does her body feel heavy? She feels like something is on top of her. She turns to find him sleeping next to her, causing her to be startled. She questions in her mind, why is this young, crazy, tall and handsome guy here? Thinking if he sneaked into her room. He opens his eyes and calls out to her. He gets near her and questions what is going on, questioning if she came all the way here because she missed him. She panics and wakes up shouting at him, asking him what is he even talking about as this is her room. But then she looks around and realizes that this is not the room that Bella gave her. She thinks, did not she collapse in the hallway? She is pretty sure that she even turned back into a penguin. She does not know whatever is going on. He does her that. He appreciates her coming to see him, but he feels like she's moving too fast. She responds that she did not come to see him. He gets up questioning if that is really the case. He asks her, then can he know why she is in his room, and in his bed she responds that she does not know as she cannot remember anything. Mentioning that she just woke up here. He asks her if it could be that phenomenon newly transformed beastmen sometimes have fever symptoms. They either revert to their animal form or experience hallucinations. Losing memory is a bonus. He tells her that if she does not remember coming here, maybe she experienced that. She thinks about hallucinations, realizing that she does not really get it, but at least it seems that he did not see her penguin form. She apologizes to him for barging into his room, mentioning that he must be confused and then she was the one who got mad. He warmly calls out to her and tells her he does not mind as he is happy she unconsciously came to him. The same that she thinks there is a misunderstanding because she didn't even know where his room was. He tells her maybe it is that she was instinctively drawn to him, that he should be the one apologizing and apologizes to her for not taking care of her. She asks him why is he apologizing when she is the one who barged into his room. He extends his hand towards her and tells her she was in pain and she endured all night. So even if she does not trust him completely, from now on, she should come to him if she even feels a little bit sick. She gets startled as she ponders that they have seen each other every day for years, and she's aware that he genuinely cares, but right now she's pretending to be a whale beastman here. She knows what if she comes to him when she is sick, and then turns back into a penguin. Being aware that her secret will be out, she does not respond to him as he asks her if she will not promise him. She looks away and tells him all right, even if she is sick, she can handle it and he does not need to worry. He's taken back before. He takes out something and tells her if she promises to come to him, he will give her this. She is shocked to see it as she realizes that is her emergency cash that the kidnappers took. He tells that if she promises then he will get it back. She tries to take it away from him, but he does not give it to her. She tells him how is this fair when it is hers. He mentions that it sounds just as unfair to him when she says she will endure the pain alone. She tells him that it's her decision to make. He mentions that she has only recently transformed so she is still unstable, and he's saying this because he's genuinely worried. She looks at him for a while and tells him all right. He knows that she usually just joke around when she makes such a serious face and it is hard to get used to. She does not actually plan to go to him. He gives her her money and asks her if she wants to do something fun before breakfast. She asks him what is it as he tells her they're going to need to teleport and he needs to go to the training ground. She thinks about teleporting as she knows that her dad prepared everything she needed in the magic tower, so she never had to teleport before. But she finds it exciting. She tells him yes, they should, and that they should get ready now. She excitedly mentions that she has only ever seen teleporting. She ponders that now it really feels like she's inside a novel. He extends his hand towards her and tells her to grab it. She seems very suspicious and asks him why her hand. He responds he is asking for it to teleport, questioning if she does not want to get there quickly. She thinks about it and questions if she just has to touch his hand right. He tells her that not only are her hands cute, but her way of thinking as well is very cute. She asks him to shut up and teleport. He tells her that even her coldness is cute. Light emits as they then teleport. They reach the place as he welcomes her to the training ground. She is shocked. She thinks that they really arrived here in an instant. She only ever watched this in the magic tower. She finds teleporting the best, thinking that she wishes to do this every day. He tells her that he can make that happen if that is what she wants. She then looks around and wonders what is with the atmosphere. She notices that the atmosphere is filled with fear. She wonders if Shuradel has been tormenting the staff or something, noticing that they keep avoiding him. He gets near her and asks her who is avoiding him, telling her to show him. She knows that if she picks the wrong person, it will be a disaster. Not for her, but for that person. She tells him that she is not sure as he mentions that she has seen them all. Haven't she? He reminds her that she just called him a staff tormentor. He tells her that if she is not sure who it is, then maybe they should ask one by one. She realizes that she doesn't care anymore, and she will just say it and point towards the person. She is really sorry to whoever that person is. The knight is shocked as he has been pointed. Shuradel states this is the knight that has been avoiding him. She tells him no, she was just curious about something and asks him if that beast man is a flying squirrel beast man. She is trying to change the topic. He asks her how did she know, mentioning that most people do not think a rodent beastman could be so big. She wonders if that is true. She wonders. When he spreads those huge lat muscles, he looks like he could fly like a flying squirrel. Shuradel asks her if she thinks that his muscles are impressive. She asks him what is he talking about. Shuradel questions if she is not aware he is a magic swordsman. Those muscles, she thinks, are impressive, and he has them too. He tells her to not look at other guys as it makes him jealous. She thinks about it as she wonders if he can use magic and wield a sword. She finds that very powerful, thinking what if he is not some hidden villain in the original story. She is getting more suspicious. He asks her if she does not believe him, and if she wants him to show her how. He spars with the knights. She mentions that everyone here is too scared to spar with him. She knows that she really should not let her guard down. He tells her that he gets her type now, so he will keep that in mind. She then places her hand on his shoulder and asks him to wait. She tells him that she can tolerate a lot, but misunderstanding her preferences is not one of them. She tells him that muscles are always right, but she prefers solid, well-fit muscles in a suit over a bulky one. He asks her if that is really the case and questions like whoa, she remembers that. Come to think of it, there was this one time when she was up and going, and it was the day she stood up to a bully. She thought a wizard would be soft. He was more solid than she expected. Face, body abilities. She thinks that this guy, if only his personality was not a bit off, he would be perfect. She calls out to him and tells him that it is him. He seems more like her type. This causes him to blush as he tells her that she is being so forward so suddenly. He states that his heart feels like it is going to explode. She tells him that his heart won't explode from that. He mentions that he is happy to be her type, but he's even happier that her intense gaze is genuine. She tells him it is just his looks, not his personality, and no matter how intense she is, she cannot match him. He states that she has got a long way to go to catch up with him, and he hopes she gets corrupted by this dirty world soon. She questions if that is a curse. He leans over to her and mentions no, it is not. It is his honest wish. He apologizes and questions if she could hang out with the knights for a bit as he has got to talk to the knight commander. She thinks so. He brought her to the training ground because he had something to do. She tells him to go ahead. He apologizes to her once again and tells her that he will be quick. She decides to stay there so that she does not interrupt the training. She realizes that talking to Shuradel makes time fly by. Right then, some people approach him. They are the knights as they ask her if she's the new whale beast man that joined them. She responds maybe with a confused tone. She wonders what is with these people. One of the knight asks her if it could be that she is being harassed by Sir Shuradel. She responds that he is not harassing her and wonders why are they asking this. The other knight states in horror that Sir Shuradel was smiling a lot. She questions if he does not smile often, as every time she sees him, He's always smiling. Kids are taken aback as they state that he only shows a genuine smile in certain situations. Dada is while talking to her, he kept that genuine smile on, and the others when he's enjoying a spar disguised as a beating. When he makes someone run around the training ground all day, when he messes with someone's outfit, when he finds something interesting. This causes her to be shocked. She thinks maybe he feels like he has found an interesting victim to torment. She wonders if that means that he's showing interest in her just to mess with her. The knight tells her that it is a relief, so nothing happened, as it is natural for fellow whale beast man to be drawn to each other. But he has never seen Shuradel show such interest before. They wonder if it could be that he fell for her at first sight. She does not believe in that, realizing there is no way. She knows that he is not interested in people. It is a similar feeling to how he treated her when she was a penguin. Like when one sees something small and cute, they naturally become fond of it, right? It is probably like looking at a pet. She knows that it is just a mere interest, nothing more, nothing less. They tell her that his smile is oddly different than the one he has shown to them. They ask her if she knows his nickname. She wonders if they are not going to say anything weird. Are they? She questions, what is it? They tell her it is the laughter healer. She thinks that she thought it would be weird, but finds it a nice nickname. They tell her it is not the kind of nickname that she is thinking of. If there is a knight who did something wrong, he will beat and heal repeatedly. All of that while never losing his smile. That is why he got that nickname. She is shocked as she ponders that is why he is called the laughter healer. She realizes that he is crazier than she thought, thinking that forget animal companions, should not they run away first? Right then, she is approached by him. He asks her if she's already getting along with the knights. He questions what was she talking about. She's about to tell him whatever the knights said, but she looks at them as they plead with her to not say anything. She is aware that she cannot betray the knights who cared for her. She tells him that the knights say that he is really good with a sword. She ponders that she will tease him a bit though, as she cannot miss this chance. She smirks as penguin traits include being extremely playful. She asked him to then show her how he spars. He tells her all right, he will, and asks her to pick an opponent. She decides to do that as she looks at the knights, king, which one would be best. She then states that it looks like everyone is busy with training. She changes the topic and asks him what he was talking about. The knights find her quite shrewd despite her appearance. He tells her that he asked the commander to pick some knights to be her guards. She will need them for her daily life. She asks him why does she need bodyguards as she is not the daughter of a noble family, but he tells her that their whale family has an obligation to protect the endangered killer whales people and ask her to not be burdened as it is only natural. She's aware that she must never get caught. She tells him that she does not need bodyguards and she would prefer not to have maids either. He questions why, as she seems used to being served. She knows she's very used to it. He tells her that there is no need to overthink it and she should just enjoy everything comfortably. Besides, she seems to like money, jewels, power and strength, right? She tells him even so, she does not need any bodyguards or maids. She wonders how does he know her taste so well since her life is on the life she knows she will be here with it. Penguin traits are that they pursue money, jewels, power and strength. He tells her that she cannot just do what she wants, and he will reduce the number of bodyguards from 3 to 2, stating that she needs to learn to compromise, and this is something that will help her do. She mentions that 3 or 1, it does not matter, and he should stop nagging like her mother. He states so is not a maid or a bodyguard, but is it a mom that she needs, and that if she needs a mom, he will be the one for her. Questioning if a male mom is okay, she does seem that she really hates him. He questions how can she say that she confessed that she liked him earlier. She tells him that she said he was her type, not that she liked him, that was just his appearance. He is taken aback as he asks her if she then just approached him for his body. She shouts at him, questioning when did she do that, and when did she ever approach him. He tells her that this morning she was in his bed, causing all the knights to be startled. One of them states that it is the first time he has seen anyone treat their stir so casually other than Lady Bella. They find it really fascinating, and that they get to witness a sight like this. They wonder if they really met for the first time yesterday. As to them, it looks like they have known each other for at least 10 years. She finds him a very stubborn guy, thinking that having a bodyguard is absolutely not allowed. She is aware that she had a hard time last night kicking out the temporary maid, telling her that she's a self-directed person and she needs time for herself. She knows that if she has a bodyguard, it is only a matter of time before they find out that she's a penguin. She wonders how can she break his stubbornness. She hears someone mention pretty as she notices a man looking at a butterfly. She calls out to Suradal and tells him that she wants that person as her bodyguard. Shiradel questions who, before she approaches the person and asks him that he's a black bull, isn't he? She's aware that she's sure of it as he looks exactly like the black bull beast man the maid described when she was a penguin. He responds that he indeed is and tells her that he is not aware how she knows, but she is correct. She asks him to please be her bodyguard. He points at himself with worrisome expression and questions if it is ok if her bodyguard is a fool. She questions what does he mean as he questions if she did not just call him a fool. She tells him no, she did not. She called him a bull, a black bull beast man. She thought that he was just a bit naive. But she knows that they say black bull are so kind-hearted. They are even easily fooled by kindergartners, and they say that they are foolish. She grabs his hand and tells him that he is exactly the person that she needs, and she looks forward to working with him. She states that she has found the perfect bodyguard for her, and that this beast man would not suspect anything even if she turns into a penguin. She knows he will definitely be helpful for her future plans. She asks him to please take good care of her, and asks him if he likes going food by any chance. Shiradel stands behind staring at them with a blank expression. He wonders who is this person that is making her react like that. In her room, she introduces herself to the bodyguard. She mentions that her name is Leah, and she'll be staying with them at Whale House for a while. He introduces himself as Hanu. He states that as much as she trusted and chose him, he will protect her with his life. She tells him that it is reassuring. He thanks her and asks her to feel free to speak comfortably. She mentions that from now on she will speak more casually and tells him that she actually has a personal request. But she's trying to get to the point. He asks her what is it, and that he will do his best to help her. She tells him that actually there's a real reason why she chose him. When she was a penguin, she had a dedicated maid named Ipris. She was the cow beast woman and often told her about her twin brother. The maid had once stated that the black bull was so arrogant and annoying that she wanted to punch him every time she saw him. She is aware that she should be able to contact her maid through him. She tells him to introduce her to his sister. He asks her what does she mean by that, mentioning that he does not have a sister. She is taken aback as she realizes that they look exactly the same though, and the photo is almost like a family relationship certificate. She knows that if they put them together, it is the perfect Korean beef combo. So how does he not know this person? She shakes him and asks him is not his sister Ipris. She asks him to please remember it, as he then realizes that she's talking about his younger sister. She then thinks about it. She tells him that she was mistaken and states that he does look more mature. He tells her that his younger sister is immature and poorly behaved, and asks her how does she know his younger sister. She tells him that she met her before she became human. He questions if she means when she was a killer whale. She realizes that she made a mistake and grabs his hand tightly. She tells him that she is actually feeling very anxious right now, and she appreciates Lady Bella's kindness, but she is surrounded by unfamiliar people in an unfamiliar environment. She tells him that she thinks she will feel much better if she had someone she knows here, mentioning that there's something she absolutely needs to tell Russ. She wishes for tears to appear and tells herself to think of sad things. She's on a tears operation to deceive him. She decides to think of her dad, the time when he told her that he should always be happy. She knows that what should she do as the more she thinks about it, the more she really misses him, thinking that he must be anxiously searching for her even now. She wants to go back to him right away, but she is so scared that he might hate her for becoming a beast woman, and she still has not found a way to solve the plague. This causes her to have tears in her eyes. She really needs a reliable ally who can keep her updated about that. She knows that the maid who knows her well and has a broad reach is someone that she can trust. She thinks that even though her tears did not come out earlier, but now she cannot stop crying when she thinks of her dad. The bodyguard notices her and grabs her hand. He tells her that he will definitely bring his younger sister, even if he has to knock her out and drag her here. She tells him he does not have to go to that extent. He promises that he will make sure to fulfill her request no matter the circumstances. She thanks him. Shiradel appears and asks her they should head out soon. He then notices the bodyguard grabbing her hand. He also notices tears in her eyes as he questions what is this. His expression soon turns cold as he calls out to the bodyguard, asking what is he doing. Unable to clear his misunderstanding about the bodyguard, she stayed at Whale House and went into the city to buy the necessary items. In Adel's clothing store, Shiradel tells her that he thinks they need to reconsider making Sir Hanu a bodyguard. She tells him that whatever he was thinking, it was his misunderstanding, and that he is not even her lover to begin with. So why does he have to be this overprotective? She barely managed to stop him from leaving. He asks her if she then will date him. She rejects him right on the spot. He He mentions that he cannot stand someone hitting on her right after she has just become human, stating that it is as immoral as a wicked young man trying to take advantage of a young woman who has just turned adult for one night. She asks him why is his example so specific. She tells him to not be so clingy himself. He tells her that he is doing this to protect her. The attendant questions if she is going to purchase that dress. She wonders what should she do as she looks at the money she has. She knows that her dad's emergency fund was bigger than she thought. Even if she gets kicked out of Wheelhouse now, she does not have to worry about starving to that. Besides, she secretly took the jewel that Shapeshifting threw yesterday. He asks her if she's worried. He then tells her that actually he is worried too, as he was willing to buy her whatever she wanted. What he feels like his attitude is making her more naive and care less about the world. She tells him that thinking about it, he is right. She has a quicker than light change of attitude, as she tells him if someone takes advantage of the knave her, they are really trash. He tells her that now he can confidently buy her whatever she wants. She questions how much can she buy, and he tells her as much as she wants. She then decides to take everything from there to there. She's told that they will have it delivered to the mansion. Penguin traits is that they really love shopping, especially if someone else is paying. As they are back, he tells her that was an impressive purchase. She tells him that she has always wanted to say that way and thanks him. She is aware that she needs to save the emergency fund for later. She hears someone stating that if they search around this area can they find her, as it is not like this attracting spell on her. She looks at those people and wonders that they seem like pure-blooded humans from the magic tower. She wonders what are they looking for? They state that they must find her as she looks at one of the person holding her photo. They are looking for her as this causes her to be shocked. Those people wonder where on earth has she disappeared to, thinking if it could be the work of a family that hates pure-blooded humans. In a few days, a penguin corpse might arrive at the magic tower. Thinking, could it be that the madman from Whalehouse kidnapped her as she visited the magic tower daily, claiming to be a penguin lover? They think no way she would be the first to be suspected, as it is more convincing to say that she turned into a human and ran off with a purse full of money. They are talking about her as she begins to sweat from fear. She trembles and thinks if she should just give up now. Thinking why would Shapeshifting show up at such a time? He glares at her and questions if she took good care of the purse. She tells him of course she did and flinches. She wonders why is he asking that all of a sudden, thinking if it could be that he has figured out her true identity. He calls out to her and tells her he has something to tell her. She flinches as he awaits for his response. She panics as she asks him what is going on. She wonders could it be that they have figured out who she is? He looks at the carriage over there and states that as expected, it is coming towards them, mentioning that they probably have business with him. He tells her they are not people who like him, so she should just endure it a little even if it is uncomfortable. She looks at the carriage too, as she realizes that is what he is referring to. She finds it a relief that they have no noticed her. They wonder who are they coming to see as someone steps out from the carriage and calls out Shapeshifting. She notices those long legs and that physique and appearance. She wonders if this could be the main lead Theodore. Theodore is the male protagonist of The Wolf Who Cannot Eat. He is a wolf beast man and the heir to the powerful wolf family. Originally a very stiff and cold character, he completely changes after meeting the heroine Anemone. He is a character who falls into a deadly love. Shapeshifting calls out to him and asks him if he needs something from him. She is shocked as she did not expect that they both would know each other. Matthew states that he heard that the penguin he was chasing went missing, questioning if it is alright to be here like this. Shapeshifting responds that it is because they had a distinguished guest from their family, so he was a bit busy. You asked about the guest as he introduces her. She greets him as well and tells him it is nice to meet him. Theo mentions he really does not understand what makes this person a distinguished guest, causing her to be angry. Shapeshifting mentions that she's a killer whale beast man that they have been searching for a long time. She wonders what is with that tone. She knew that was part of the setup, but he's really rude before meeting the heroine. He calls out to her and asks her if she is participating in the hunting competition next week. She thinks about it as she becomes shocked, realizing it is already next week. The once every 5 years hunting competition hosted by the leading great families of the continent is the point where the novel begins and where the heroine first meets the male lead Theo. During the hunting competition, Theo is attacked by another family and is discovered by the female protagonist. Although she also despises beast men like her father, she cannot ignore him due to sympathy. And eventually she uses her specialty, healing magic, to treat him. Thus, Till, who falls for her at first sight, gets marked, but she will be busy searching for her. Anemone is a discipline that her father specially cherishes. They were very close when she was a penguin. And if she is as kind and loyal as she knows her to be, she is definitely searching for her. She wonders, so what happens to that Theodore? Realizing if the female protagonist does not go to the hunting competition, won't he die? She glances at him as he asks her, what is she looking at? She knows that if it comes to this, there's only one solution. Even though she really does not want to do it, she calls out to him. She tells him she is sorry for the intrusive question, but asks him if he is the type to fall in love quickly. Theo tells her that she has lost her mind and questions if all killer whales are out of their mind as she is. She wonders who does he think is asking this question, thinking that she feels like she should save the female protagonist instead. She wonders what if he marks her. Realizing that her life is already overwhelmed by Shapeshifting, she decides to ignore it completely. But she knows that if the female protagonist dies because she was too busy looking for her, she would feel guilty. But that aside, she asks you to take back what he said, as she cannot tolerate him insulting Bella and her. Even if he does not know her, she knows it is harsh to be treated the same as this crazy person. The US totally done with her, as he mentions he does not need to listen anymore and states that he is going to win this hunting competition. He mentions that he really needs the prize and turns to leave. She realizes that he ignored her. Shapeshifting questions if someone in his family is sick, mentioning what to do as he is interested in this prize too. You ask him if he's mocking him now, as there is no sick person, it is needed for insurance. He realizes that makes sense and tells him that especially for the whole family, a family that would gladly sacrifice their lives for their marked partners. Tio becomes angry and questions how dare he mention marking, stating that he has probably never thought about how unfair marking is. He shouts at him, stating he will not let something like marking control his life. Adelia is aware. As far as she knows, she is the one most affected by marking in this world. She asks them what is the price for this hunting competition that he wants so badly. Shapeshifting tells her that it is half elixir. She thinks about it, realizing it is the legendary portion that can cure her disease. He tells her it is not a panacea since it is one half, but it can instantly heal most injuries, and its detoxifying effects are top-notch. She questions if that means that it can cure infectious diseases too. She knows that maybe then it could save her dad. He states it is based on magic, so it cannot fix what magic cannot. She asks him if it can be made, then cannot the whole family just buy it? He tells her that it is difficult to make and it's not for sale. This time it has been donated as a prize. She questions who made it as he points at himself, stating he is the one. She thinks about it, realizing that is why he said those things when he showed interest in the price, asking if he was mocking him. He tells her that he is too busy to participate in the hunting competition this time anyway. He just wanted to see other beastmen struggle to get the elixir. Beastmen do not like pure-blooded humans. There is no option in the central region, so what is he going to do? They would only see him in the capital for about 2 days a year, questioning if they should come directly to the waterfront to meet him. The real family is in a similar situation. Even other beastmen discriminate against the whale family. Of course, it stopped after the whale family's magical abilities became known. A large part of the continent runs on magic. Beastman discriminating against other beastman. This is why her dad interacted with the whale family. She knows that her dad said he was discriminated against by Beastman until the magic tower gained power. She's told that to remain peace, they need to have greater power than those who does not want peace. He hopes that the whale families never look down on again. She calls out to him, and she realizes she never knew because he's always smiling that he had such pain. She extends his hand towards him. She smiles and tells him it will be all right and that for the whale family he is here, causing him to blush. He calls out to her. She wonders who would dare look down on the whale family in front of him. He is a grand image, a sword master and a walking war machine. She's aware that with that half elixir, they could save the main lead, Theo, but she's not good at hunting to win it as a prize. She wonders how can she get it. He calls out to her and tells her that it is great, but she should not talk so sweetly like that to others, as he could resist it with anyone else might fall for her. She tells him whatever, stating if he does not enter the competition, the wolf family will take the elixir, right? He asks her if she wants the elixir. She tells him that it is a great item, so she just wanted. He questions if that is really the case. He then gives it to her, stating that she can have it. She is shocked as she questions what is going on. He tells her that he brought it by magic. She tells him that he said it is hard to make, and it is not for sale, so is he sure that he can give it away so easily? He mentions that is true for others, but it is not too difficult for him. He mentions that even if she used this on a paper cut, it would not be wasted, because he trusts her. She wonders what nonsense is she talking about. She asks him to not be too kind to her, questioning what if she ends up hurting him. She knows that he is nice to her because he thinks she is an old beast man. Thinking how will he see her when he learns the truth, besides she has to leave anyway. Questions that how about they make a deal. Then she asks him about the deal as he states in exchange for the half elixir, she can call him by a nickname. How about it? But she thinks about it as she knows that is a great deal. She mentions that is totally a sweet deal as she states all right and calls him Sue. He is taken aback as he questions what she asks him if he did not ask her to call him by a nickname and that it is cheap for the half elixir. She tells him it is not like she is calling him darling and honey. It is a sweet deal and she won't hesitate. Here's the difference was that she would say if she refuses after seeing his cute face. He tried to make her give up like with a jewel. She tells him that she cannot hear him at all and that if he has something to say, he should say it loudly. She again calls him by his nickname as he smiles. He tells her that he thinks he prefers human Leah to penguin Leah. She questions why is he suddenly bringing up the other Leah? She knows that he said he is a penguin lover, but he still prefers the same species in the end, and he would go crazy if he gets a beastman girlfriend later. She asks him to never mention the other Leah in front of her again. Questions if she is jealous of the other one right now. She turns to look at him and states that he can think whatever he wants to. He calls out to her and tells her they should go together. She tells him that he should come if he wants to. She wonders what is wrong with her and that's why she acting like this. She does not know why, but she is so annoyed right now. Whale family townhouse. They step inside as the butler questions if they have returned and if they had a pleasing outing. He responds that they did and questions that everyone seems busy. The butler tells them that the head of the family has returned and he's in the middle of a meal. So what will they do? Sharadel realizes that father is here and asks her what should they do if they should go. She questions if it is okay for her to go. He does her of course, as she is an honored guest, and father will be curious about her too. She questions what kind of person is the head of the family. Bones start by his personality. It is like him. She knows he is his son, so it's just the opposite. And hearing that makes her want to avoid him. He tells her that she seems a bit harsh today. She finds it nerve-wracking to meet the head of the family. She wonders if she should at least greet him, since she's indebted to him. She desires to go and change first because she does not want to be rude. After she's ready, she steps out and asks if they should go. He calls her beautiful as she tells him she thinks too. He tells her that he's talking about her, not the dress. She tells him that she was talking about herself too, and that she is beautiful. He tells her that she is the best beast man he has ever met. She mentions that she will take it as a compliment and asks him if he can show her the way because she would not want to keep the head of the family waiting. He tells her that there is no room for error and that the dining hall is this way. As this step in, they are welcomed by his mother. Sharadel introduces Leah to his father. She ponders that the head of the whale family is a white-bearded whale beast man. She thinks that he must have an amazing beard. Traditionally, a white beard symbolizes power and strength. She wonders how magnificent the head's beard is. He tells her so she is that child and mentions he has been waiting for her. She is shocked to see him as she realizes he has no beard.